Han Joo Hyeok stood calmly before the fully armed battalion. Smoke and dust still lingered in the air, remnants of the battle that had just taken place. He let out a casual yawn, his voice carrying a hint of boredom. "I'm not a fan of these one-minute skirmishes." The enemy forces slowly returned to formation. "Archers, prepare to fire on my command," ordered Director Jung, his voice steady yet tinged with unease. His eyes narrowed as he studied Han Joo Hyeok. "I don't know what's going on here, but he's no warrior. He must be a mage." From the enemy's ranks, a silver-haired man clad in ornate armor stepped forward, leading the advance. At that moment, a short message appeared on Han Joo Hyeok's system interface. Message from Director Jung. "Sir, it's Jin K, requesting urgent backup. The target is not a fighter. We'll need at least 30 tanks for magic defense." Meanwhile, in another location, a tall man with long hair and piercing eyes gazed at the night sky. He was none other than Jung Sung-durim, the leader of the ENC Alliance. "How's the situation?" Sung-durim asked swiftly. One of his soldiers, still catching his breath, reported urgently, "We've lost 3 men, sir. Fortunately, the target is bound and stuck in cooldown, so our total losses are minimal, but if we can finish him quickly, we can keep casualties to a minimum." Without hesitation, Sung-durim strode toward the battlefield, his cloak billowing in the night wind. With each step, his mind turned over the information he had just received, the weight of the situation pressing heavily on him. Sung-durim's eyes narrowed. So our intelligence was wrong, he thought. But he quickly brushed the doubt aside. Regardless, he's a cunning one. With renewed certainty, he made his decision and issued his final order. "Understood. I'm on my way. Hold him there." His gaze hardened, expression grim as he stared straight ahead. "Even if we have to split the reward, we can use it for supplies," he mused silently. Suddenly, the sound of air splitting cut through the night. An arrow shot high into the sky. "Archers, draw!" Jin K's voice roared over the chaos of battle. Hundreds of arrows rained down toward the lone figure standing in the middle of the open field. Han Joo Hyeok didn't flinch. Hands in his pockets, a crooked smile formed on his lips. Moments later, a massive explosion shook the ground. Soldiers tensed, weapons raised. "Second line, fire!" Jin K barked. "Third line, fire!" he continued. "Keep the pressure on! Don't let him breathe! Focus!" "This is it," Jin K thought with grim satisfaction. "The plan will work. I don't care if you're a warrior or a mage. If you take those hits while bound, you'll bleed. If I'm lucky, you'll only have half your health left by the time the boss arrives." But his confidence shattered when he saw the smoke clear. His eyes widened. "What? He's not bound?" From within the haze, Han Joo Hyeok stepped forward, unharmed, his eyes cold. "My cooldown's over." "Wait!" a soldier cried, but it was too late. "Fireball!" Han Joo Hyeok shouted. "Damn it! Stop him!" another soldier yelled in panic. "I told you!" Han Joo Hyeok's voice cut through the chaos. "If you left me alone, I wouldn't have killed you." Panic spread instantly. "Oh God, you said he was a mage! Retreat!" Seeing his troops break formation, Jin K barked orders furiously. "Stop him! That's an order! Don't run!" Then, amid the battle's din, a hand tapped Jin K's shoulder. He turned to find Sung-durim standing beside him. "You've done well to hold him this long. Now watch my back," Sung-durim said. "Sir, where's the reinforcements?" Jin K asked urgently. "I've called in contractors. Capturing this man is our top priority, so I opened the mission to them. Naturally, they came. This is a high-tier quest. He might last against your men for a while, but we've just added 200 more. He doesn't stand a chance. He's alone, likely exhausted. We'll take him without issue."
Han Joo Hyeok, however, was thinking something entirely different. Everyone here is far weaker than Rupendal. My HP hasn't even dropped noticeably, and my regeneration outpaces their damage. Rupendal really was strong. At this rate, I'm confident I can take all 200 of them. Far away, his younger sister Saya watched with worry. "I hope you're still okay, Joo Hyeok," she murmured.
Then, a sudden message appeared before her eyes. Quick message from Arthur. "Saya, attack me too." "Huh? Why would I do that?" she replied. "To make it look like you're not on my side. Just standing there will look suspicious. I'm lightning, so anything." She hesitated, then shouted in frustration, "Fine, lightning!" A system window appeared instantly. System. Enemies are being slaughtered. Arthur, mid-battle, glanced in her direction. Huh? He quickly sent another message. "Wait, Saya, before you attack again, let me check first." Seeing her flustered behavior, he couldn't help but chuckle. Is this sisterly love?" System notification. "You have received the special class change quest." Saya blinked. "What's this?" I get it." System. "Full chaos status maintained. Your killer icon has darkened." Saya had expected it, yet it still managed to surprise her. Several notification windows popped up in front of her eyes, announcing that Arthur had unlocked a new title, Natural Born Killer. A soldier watching from a distance muttered under his breath, "Natural Born Killer? I need to check that title window right now." Before Arthur's eyes, a system screen appeared, framed by the ominous symbol of a horned demon with a third eye. A dense violet aura seeped from the edges of the window as the system message unfolded. Natural Born Killer, a title bestowed upon a serial killer who defines an era, born with an instinct for murder. Effects: plus 10% damage in PvP combat, plus 10% defense in PvP combat, plus 10% bonus EXP when killing another player. Sophiness increases by 30% with each player kill. Penalties are removed when fighting players ranked as heroes. Arthur stared at the screen, both bewildered and faintly amused. Wow, a serial killer who defines an era. That's a little over the top, he thought. A faint smile tugged at his lips, even as sweat rolled down his temple. The dark aura around him condensed, forming like the shadow of a demon rising from the depths of hell. Feels like I'm getting closer to the status of ultimate evil. His steps were light, but radiated intimidation as he descended from higher ground, landing on the tense, uneven soil. The deeper my sins run, the more my loyalty to Sky Devil grows. Without hesitation, he plunged into the crowd of soldiers. In an instant, bodies were sent flying in every direction. And with that last effect, fighting a hero-ranked player one-on-one should be fun. From a distance, one soldier witnessing the carnage couldn't hold back his outrage. "Damn it! Is he a fighter or a mage? There's no consistency!" Arthur tilted his head at the remark. "What do you mean? I haven't even chosen a class yet." "That's bullshit!" the soldier barked back. Another voice rang through their comms, panicked and angry. "Sir Jung, what the hell are you doing? You said we'd get upgrade points. You said this would be easy." Under the tense night sky, Jung Sung-Durham stood frozen, jaw clenched, eyes locked on Arthur. "There's no way he hasn't chosen a class," Sung-Durham growled. "He must have a hidden class and doesn't want us to know its name."
A thought flashed in his mind, a memory of a legendary incident decades ago. Just like the cherub class from 40 years back. He pictured it vividly, a divine being falling from the heavens, struck down not in battle but by a stray arrow shot right through its armpit by a low-level archer. This guy will be no different. He's got a hidden class with a fatal weakness. Drawing his weapon, Sung Daram charged forward. "Director Jin, we're going in," he roared. "Brace yourself, kid. We'll find your weakness and we'll kill you." Arthur stood in the center of the battlefield, surrounded by fallen bodies dissolving into particles of light. "Thing is, I really don't," he replied dryly. Two of his opponents twitched on the ground before fading away entirely, the system registering their defeat. "If anything, my only real weakness is not having an AoE attack." He stretched his arms lazily. "I'll have to get one when I level up more." Around him, more enemies had already fallen. Just then, a short system chime sounded, a message from his younger sister, Se-ah. "Hey, Joo Hyeok, can you help me test something real quick?" "Sure. What is it?" "I just got a special class change quest." "Huh? Seriously?" Moments later, they stepped through a portal, emerging in the eerie depths of the Romania dungeon. In the corner of the cavern, Joo Hyeok stood casually, hands in his pockets. Across from him, Se-ah gripped her staff tightly, her expression sharpened with determination. "All right, Joo Hyeok," she said firmly, "I'm really going to hit you now." He smiled, relaxed, yet daring. "Go ahead. I've got all my buffs active, so give it everything you've got." She didn't hesitate. Raising her staff, a bright blue light flared from the gem at its tip. In a flash, a bolt of lightning shot forth, engulfing Joo Hyeok in a storm of golden light and crackling electricity. But when the light faded, he stood there, completely unharmed. He shrugged internally. "Wow, that tickles. That lightning's almost as strong as Rupendal's kill strike when he was buffed by me." Above his head, a faint drain icon appeared, indicating the attack was actually restoring his energy rather than depleting it. His recovery rate was still far too fast for her to keep up. At this pace, he could easily withstand her attacks for as long as he wanted. Blinding light filled the narrow corridor, and deafening explosions echoed from the direction of the battle. Se-ah swung her crystal-tipped staff with all her strength, unleashing another furious strike at the man standing before her, her own brother. A system notification flashed before her eyes. "You have executed a combo against a player with great sin. Critical hit." The focus shifted back to Se-ah. She was furious, her mouth open in a sharp cry. "Shriek!" Another notification followed. "Continuing your attack may lead to a great discovery. Luna is at her peak performance. You have reduced the HP of the player with great sin to 30%. Magical energy surged around her as she kept attacking relentlessly. Her breath grew heavier, her arms tired, yet she refused to stop. Then, "You have revealed the identity of the player with great sin. The player with great sin is natural-born killer." Luna, Se-ah's in-game persona, finally halted, her body trembling from exhaustion. Sweat dripped down her face as she fought to catch her breath. In front of her stood her brother, Arthur, calm, arms folded, as if nothing had happened. His HP bar was nearly depleted, but he showed no sign of pain. Another notification popped up in the air before her. "You have discovered natural-born killer." Se-ah froze, her eyes widening at the revelation of her brother's title. "Joo Hyeok, you're a natural-born killer now?" she asked, her voice a mix of shock and confusion. "Huh? Is that related to your mission? I mean, I am, but..." Before he could finish, his expression sharpened. He had sensed something behind him.
"Oh, hold on a sec. I'll take care of them," he said quickly, spinning toward the approaching sound. From the far end of the corridor, the clattering of bones echoed as two skeleton warriors, each wielding a scythe, advanced toward them. "Wait here," he told her. "Okay." A new notification appeared. Natural-born killer is confused. In a blur of motion, Joo Hyeok charged forward, his attacks swift and merciless. The corridor rang with the sound of smashing bones as he pummeled the skeletal creatures into pieces. Then, natural-born killer has fled. Seiya's expression shifted in an instant. Another notification appeared. "You see a great opportunity ahead of you." She tilted her head, frowning. He doesn't look confused, and I don't see this great opportunity they're talking about. Suddenly she called out, her voice ringing through the stone passage. "Hey, Joo Hyeok, try to get as far away from me as possible." He looked back, immediately understanding. "All right then, call me if you need me," he shouted before running off. She gave him a thumbs up in return. "Okay!" As the battle ended, a system notification shimmered in bright blue before her eyes. System. Natural-born killer has fled. You have met the requirements for the class change quest. A soft blue light began to wrap around the young blonde girl's body. Her gown shimmered, and the staff in her hands glowed brilliantly. Her eyes widened. She had no idea what was happening. Meanwhile, down the dark, rocky corridor, Han Joo Hyeok stood alone. Another system message hovered before him. "Main scenario has been updated." He frowned. "What?" Back in Seiya's view, the light surrounding her grew blinding. "The position of seventh priest has been filled." The glow faded like mist dissolving into the air. Seiya stared ahead, her face pale and her eyes filled with confusion and just a hint of fear. "Seventh priest," she whispered,